Oh, the New Yorker magazine. Yes.
They came out. They had an illustration showing football player Michael Bennett, who's known for kneeling and
A,
protesting the police.
a black thug.
Yeah. And Colin Kaepernick,
Another black thug.
formerly of the 49ers, kneeling with none other than MLK in the middle, Martin Luther King Jr.
I've said over and over again for the last 60 years or so that most, not all, but most black people don't care about what is right, what is good, what is just. Morality is not part of their thinking or discussion in their lives, in their personal lives, in their family lives, in their churches, in the schools. And so as a result, they are being used for destruction. It's so sad, but it's so true. And people get angry at me for bringing this up, but black people don't build. Now, if you can destroy football, it's over. It's absolute. Who destroy football? I can see you destroying families, relationships, destroying a car, automobile. But how do you destroy football? Blacks have managed to destroy football. Am I the only one that think that this is crazy? And so what happened was, and James just mentioned, that the New Yorker came out with an illustrated magazine cover showing two kneeling thugs, black thug football players, Colin Kaepernick and Michael Bennett, with Martin Luther King Jr. kneeling in the middle. So Martin Luther King Jr. was about God, as far as I know, but they're making this guy look like a thug, really. They're starting to make Martin Luther King Jr. look like a thug. Now, if you can destroy Martin Luther King Jr., I'm done. There ain't no way out. And so they have Martin Luther King Jr. Dealing with two thugs who make millions of dollars playing football. Otherwise, you wouldn't even know about them. And these black thugs have turned their backs on the flag, the military, the country, the fans, their bosses. And now they are being called heroes by the children of the lie, and the blacks are proud of it. Oh, yeah, we're heroes. We're destroying football. Never mind, we make millions of dollars. We're destroying football like they're destroying every community, city, and state around the country. And so they're being used for destruction. I was talking to a friend of mine, and she never had any children. She grew up down in Alabama, as I did on a plantation, but a different one. And she said she never had any children because she never got married. And while growing up, the reason she didn't have children out of wedlock because her sister did, and her sister had to go in front of the church and apologize for it. Can you imagine? Blacks being that noble? Amazing. It's not like that anymore. Most, not all, but most blacks have turned away from nobility. They have turned away from freedom. They have turned away from God. And now they are being used for destruction to promote evil, and they are proud of it. Martin Luther King Jr. would be turning over in his grave, I believe, if we saw a picture of him on the New Yorker magazine cover with a thug like Colin Kaepernick and Michael Bennett, who are ungrateful, thuggish, lying people about so-called police brutality. That doesn't exist. If you raise your black children right, the police wouldn't have to lock them up and throw away the key. When I was growing up, my grandparents told me, if you go to jail, you stand there. I'm not coming to see you. I'm not putting money on the books. You can't call me collect. Well, I don't think we can call then anyway. We had no any phones at some point. And I knew not to go to jail. I never committed a crime. Now it's so popular and so anyway, James have more on this. This is disgusting. It's evil. Black people should be outraged that the black thuggish football players, along with members of the NAACP and others, are destroying football. They are now making Martin Luther King look like a godless man. And Dr. King went and learned from Gandhi. And Gandhi was a noble man from all that I've been reading about him. Anyway, what's the update on this?
So according to Breitbart, a poll came out saying that 33% of NFL fans are not watching the TV broadcasts.
33% of NFL fans are not watching TV broadcasts of football because of these black thugs.
Yep, Colin Kaepernick is the leading reason for both the detractors and the supporters of Kaepernick. And so the biggest percentage of people not watching are boycotting because they're angry at Kaepernick's protests and they support Donald Trump.
Right on.
And 12% said that they were upset that Kaepernick doesn't have a job.
Kaepernick doesn't want to work.
Yeah.
Because if Kaepernick wanted to work, he would respect his bosses, he would respect the flag, he would respect the country, and he would get up off his lazy black butt and go to work. And this little protest thing about so-called police brutality, he would take that to the hood.
12% are upset that Kaepernick doesn't have a job, and another 22% said that they support the players kneeling.
Amazing. You know, this is why, and I've said over and over and over again, this is why black people are suffering. It has nothing to do with racism, folks. Racism does not exist. It has nothing to do with sexism or homophobism, Islamophobism. It has everything to do with the lack of moral character, the destruction of the family. We all know that this is wrong. We all know that you don't go to work and protest. We all know that these black thugs who have been killed or arrested by police officers around this country, who are great people, by the way, brought it upon themselves. They come from messed up. Look at Micah Brown. And what's that thug name down in Florida?
Trayvon Martin?
Trayvon Martin. Their parents are no good. If you have no good parents, you're going to have raised no good children. And then you're going to blame it on the cops. Why weren't we arrested when I was growing up? Because we had decent parents. Thank you, Jay.
You're welcome.
Anything else on this?
Well, 35% of men boycotted because they support Trump, whereas only 25% of women boycotted in favor of Trump.
Let's hear for the men. Isn't that something?
Yep.
Let's hear for the men. At one time, we had men in the black community. Unfortunately, we don't have that anymore.